Good morning. Well, as you can see, I'm wearing a new dress. And this is where the story begins. This is where my rant begins. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on the new dress because I really like the new dress, but I got it in Marks and Spencer's in Belfast when I was up there visiting my granddaughter. And let me just backtrack a little bit. I suppose what I could title this vlog as would be something like corporate mismanagement of our resources. Right, now I'm going to backtrack a little bit and open the door to Jack. So, there I was up in Belfast and my daughter took me shopping. And Marks and Spencer's is one of those stores where if you need to buy some really good underwear, that's where you go. If you want to buy one or two good items to add to your wardrobe, that's where you go. Because everything's well made and well displayed, and I would give it a lot of marks out of 100. But, and this is where I now see corporate mismanagement as being a massive, massive problem for Mother Earth. Because if a company like Marks and Spencer's can get it so wrong, can be so disdainful of the problems that we face living with Mother Earth, then it's a huge wake-up call for what the other corporations are doing or not doing. So, after a long time shopping, it was very enjoyable. And I was trying on this, that and the other. My daughter and I made our way to the till, to the checkout in Marks and Spencer's. And the dress, and it's a very well made cotton dress and very warm and very practical for the kind of life that I lead here. And as you can see today, I'm wearing it over jeans and boots, so you can really layer it up. It came to wrapping the dress, so I paid for it. It was £19.50, which is quite a big expenditure for me, but I gave it a lot of consideration and I thought I can get a really good lot of wear out of this dress, and it's going to fit in with so many other things in my wardrobe. As you can see, blue is one of the colours I love. So the girl said to me, the girl at the checkout, do you have a bag? I went, yeah, I've got my shoulder bag. I thought, what's she asking me this for? She said, bags are 5p. I said, well, that's okay. So she proceeded to pull out this plastic bag. And I said, oh, no, I don't want a plastic bag. I said, we all know the problems with plastic. I don't want to be bringing home any plastic if I can possibly avoid it. I said, I'll have a paper bag, please. We don't have paper bags, says she. At which point my mouth fell open, because I'd been through this before with various shops in Northern Ireland and was flabbergasted that there was absolutely no guidance from government, and certainly nothing coming down from the big corporate entities that collect up all the money that we give them when we go shopping. No, she said, we don't have any paper bags, it's only plastic. I said, this is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. And my daughter at this point was getting a bit, come on, mother, come on, mother. Instead of, go on, mother, go on, mother. So Kate said, oh, come on. I said, no, Kate, I've got something to say. And this what I have to say has got to go back up to management. And I said to the girl, I said, it really isn't personal against you. You know, you're a wonderful assistant and I'm very pleased with your service. I said, this is to do with Marks and Spencer's. So please be kind enough to make sure that this goes back up the chain of command to whoever's in charge of this store. I said, when I drive back down into the Republic of Ireland, when I cross that border, every shop offers you a paper bag. I said, even the pound shop. I said, so it can't be a matter of money. It can't be a matter of, you know, we can't afford to give you paper bags. I said, you know, tiny little stores down there, one-off little stores, everything's put into paper. So anyway, I made my point. I proceeded to walk out of the store. I said, you do realise now that I'm leaving the store in a worse state than if I'd been to a jumble sale or a charity shop. I said, because in a charity shop, they have bags which they give you, you know, and they're all recycled bags. And in a jumble sale, you know, you actually go in there armed with a bag because you know it's a jumble sale. I said, I'm leaving the store now with this beautiful dress that I've just bought slung over my arm as though either I'm thieving it from your store or I've been to a jumble sale. I said, but I'm refusing the plastic bag. I'm refusing it. So anyway, at which point then my daughter said, come on, mother. And I was quite cross and I said, please, Kate, don't patronise me. I'm saying this not because it does me any favours to say it. I'm saying this in honour of my granddaughter because there's so much plastic washing around the oceans and the whole scenario is polluted everywhere we look, and it's not by accident, because companies like Marks and Spencer's can make executive decisions at the drop of a hat, and just say, hey, you know something? I think it's going to be good for the image of Marks and Spencer's to actually advertise that we're doing away with all plastic bags, and from now on it's good quality paper bags which can be composted or burnt on the fire or simply, you know, left lying in a ditch and it will biodegrade. So driving back down, I'm just going to keep walking around. keep changing the view. As the voice isn't changing, I'll change the view. But driving back down, I was then thinking about, you know, the cottage and making a few executive decisions there about use of the cottage, use of my space, trying to do better for the space, etc. You know, because this is what we're all involved in, and surely this is what, on a much, much bigger scale, the corporate world is involved in. So I was kind of thinking about what I was going to be doing, and then thinking about what these damned corporations are up to. And then along the line then, because I was actually besieged at one point in Belfast with the corporate plastic celebration of what they choose to call Halloween, which of course is not Halloween, it's Samhain, it's an ancient festival. So there was all these things to consider, and what really struck me was that the corporate world, see, we think that we make decisions for ourselves, right? We think that we're in charge of our lives. But when you go in to a place like Marks and Spencer's and you buy something and you're not given a choice as to what it's wrapped in, so it's either polluting plastic or nothing. There is no choice there. When you go out shopping in the weeks and months leading up to Samhain and your senses are assaulted with garish plastic tat and rubbish that's going to pollute Mother Earth, you don't have a choice there. It's especially hard on people with children because the children are looking at this stuff and they're saying, oh please, can I have a Halloween costume? Can I have... So not only have the corporations taken from us our ability to make a choice, to choose, governments have done the same. Governments have backed the corporations. Because if there was a government in the UK that simply issued one mandate, plastic bags are now banned. No, you can take your 5p a bag and stuff it. Plastic bags are now banned. And they are only issued in kind of certain commercial situations where, if the National Health Service needs to use plastic bags for whatever, that would be an exemption. And that would be under strict control. But as far as commercial use of plastic within shops for bagging up goods, plastic bags are banned. So when a government cannot make a simple executive order like that, one very, very simple little order, one very simple little law, bylaw, whatever you want to call it, one simple little decision, then it makes you aware of what they're really about. Because they're not about protecting our future, they're not about protecting our planet, they're not about protecting our customs, our traditions. I mean, to take something like Samhain and turn it into a disgraceful carry-on like Halloween. That was very much a corporate and religious move to take what was a festival that tied us into Mother Earth and desecrate it and turn it into a money-making festival of horrors. I think I need another drink of coffee now at this point. Now, as I was lying in bed last night, I was actually thinking all these thoughts and trying to put them into some kind of order, thinking to myself, well, I'm going to be, talking about this tomorrow morning on a video, and I really want to have some kind of concise approach. But anyone who rants like me knows darn right well there's no such thing as a concise approach. But it was a lovely time in Belfast and I love going to see my granddaughter, but I do think it was kind of a life-changing moment as well, because it really brought home to me that the world as we know it has been so contaminated with the whole corporate theme of this is your identity. And if you're not part of it, you're on the outside. And of course, nobody wants to be on the outside. But then casting my kind of mind's eye back over the course of my life, I've always been on the outside. And it hasn't bothered me. It's made me feel alive. I am alive and I'm engaging with this beautiful earth on every level. Oh, and by the way, Jack loves to hear me rant because he picks up on the vibration of the energy. And it's a creative energy. You know, in the past I have, you know, been with the occasional person who said, oh, you know, hey, just forget it. Have you ever had someone say that to you? You know, when you're really cross about something, oh, just forget it. Oh, calm down. Oh, it doesn't matter. And really what they're saying is, let's just try to be part of the crowd. Don't stand out. Well, I think it's essential to stand out. I mean, Vivienne Westwood, as you know, one of my icons, has said on quite a few different interviews that when she's looking at people and how they're dressed, there's very few people who stand out from the crowd. That they're all part of some kind of, you know, solidarity of the mediocre. Well, those are my words, by the way. But just about sums it up, really. The solidarity of the mediocre. Yeah. And for her, you know, she says it's important to express yourself. So not everyone wants to express themselves through how they dress. I love to express myself in colour and shape and form, and it's a bit like battle gear. It can be battle gear. It can also be goddess gear. It can be clothes and expressions of oneself on so many different levels, and it all feeds into the energy. You see, that essential energy that makes you who you are. Just looking at all the cones on that pine tree there. It's a fir tree, actually, F-I-R, Korean fir. It's actually a blue sky today. Now I'm going to be going down to Ardcarn Garden Centre with my laptop, and I'm going to be loading up this video down there because they've got Wi-Fi. I checked that last week, and I thought that would be a really lovely place to go and just enjoy a cup of tea and, you know, do my work down there in terms of the internet. It's a beautiful morning. It's quite serene. It's quite surreal as well, actually, considering the past couple of days just rain and grey skies. Oh, now I must just show you something then that I was delighted to get, because following on from I'm just laughing now because I remember the kind of look on my daughter's face, the kind of rolling of the eyes, and oh God, why did I bring my mother out? I'll go down fighting, that's for sure. But anyway, following on from that then, on the following day, she says, well, Mum, where do you want to go? And I said, well, I'd love to go to St George's Market, because you see, markets are totally different. This is a big indoor market, you know, with all these different stalls. And I met this lovely person, this lovely woman called Emer. Emer, if you're watching this, hi. And little birds out there, must fill up the bird feeders. And I went to Emer's stall, and look what I got. And I was so, so delighted to get this. This is actually made from hemp. Isn't this incredible? Isn't it incredible? It's a hemp shawl. So I'm just so delighted to get this because I really wanted to experience something made in hemp. And so anyway, this was my little gift to myself. A hemp shawl. It's wonderfully warm. It's beautifully stylish. I'll just put it on and then show you. Let me just pop that down there for a moment. And Jack's looking up at me. Are you rolling your eyes too, Jack? You better be careful. I'm not having any more of that nonsense. Eye rolling is banned. Okay, so this is my hemp shawl. Isn't that wonderful? And I got some pumpkins. I'm going to make a nice display. And the pumpkins were, I got them for £1 each. And they were from an organic grower. So I was delighted to get those. So there's the back door open. I'll show you my little dressing room now in the light. So there we go. I'm still putting stuff in and taking stuff out and sorting. But it's coming together. I might give it a lick of paint as well. Though not in the next few days because I'm going to be busy. And then I'll show you in here. Again in the light. Again, I'm still sorting and getting everything together. But as you can see, it's a nice, bright, airy room. And nice view as well from the window. And of course, this is a very unusual view for me because I very rarely get the chance to look out to the west. And there's a little she shed and all the lovely clematis growing up there. So it's quite a nice little sheltered corner. There's some precious little stones sent to me. I think from Canada. So there we go. And dare I say, that actually wasn't the full rant, by the way. And I did try to condense it, but it wasn't possible. So I may have to come back at you with another part of this rant in a similar vein. On the other hand, I may, of course, just totally chill out and get on with things. Because one thing I have learned in life, and this is a very salutary lesson for everyone, I'm quite happy to share it. One thing I have learned, choose your battles. Much of what you are disgusted with, you cannot change. Because it's beyond your control. So choose your battles. And then when you've chosen your battle, and you've gone into battle, and you've come out, mostly unscathed, hopefully, then get on with what it is your life is about, and get on with positive things and do the stuff that you can do and change the things that you can change. And don't ever lose that. Don't ever give in to the corporate world, because that is the slippy, slidey slope towards what I would actually go as far as to say annihilation. the annihilation of the human race. And it's only our individual responses to these situations that actually puts any seeds of change into being. You see the boy's listening. Look at his ears. Yeah, he was sort of thinking about that. Yeah. Jack says, yeah, Mum, I get that. I understand. Okay, so we shall go and get on with things. So blessings to you all. Have a lovely, lovely day. And be a rebel. Don't ever give up being a rebel. You've more life when you're a rebel. You've got opinions, you've got things to say. Go for it. Blessings to you all.